doctor, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does.
Got a very nice manner about him.
Yes, a doctor's manner.
Exactly. Now, you'll often hear us talking about how beautiful our county is and why it is we love living here so much. And that's because it's nothing short of brilliant.
It is brilliant. And how do you think Norfolk, though, would compare to perhaps somewhere like Argentina in South America when it comes to wildlife?
Probably flatter, I would say. Well, author and naturalist James Lowen has just spent a long period in South America, the richest wildlife region on Earth, and was moving back to the UK, and he chose to move to Norfolk. And he's with us now to tell us why, and also about his books on our county's wildlife. James, welcome to the show.
Hello, pleased to meet you.
Thanks for coming. Well, first of all, just tell us what took you to Argentina in the first place.
So my wife was a diplomat at the time. She got a job working in the British Embassy. I went out as a house husband and spent the entire time travelling around Argentina, the rest of South America and Antarctica.
So did you have a love of wildlife in the first place then? Was it something you wanted to look at? Was it just something you kind of, it was a love, a passion that you had?
I've been in love with all aspects of wildlife since I was a toddler. My first trip to Norfolk was as a 13-year-old, staying in a youth hostel in Sheringham, looking at all the birds along the coast.
So the feathery kind, I assume.
Well, indeed. Well, there was a bit of a combination, I have to say.
So what year were you in Argentina?
So I was there from 2006 to 2009, so about 4 years.
Yeah, so you had time, as you say, to look at all the wildlife there.
Indeed.
And how different is it to Norfolk, the wildlife?
If you go to the beach in Argentina, you'll see penguins, and offshore you'll see whales. If you go to the beach here, you'll see my daughter playing with a bucket of spades. So very different indeed.
Yes, but what else, of course? There must be other, like birds and butterflies, all sorts of different things.
Well, indeed. I mean, Argentina is the size of Western Europe, so you can imagine the diversity of landscapes, ecosystems, habitats there are, from tropical rainforests to Andean mountains that are kind of 5,000-6,000 metres high, to the kind of barren wastes of Patagonia. And there is a connection with Norfolk.
Yeah.
There's certainly a relative degree of a lack of mountain, shall we say.
Oh, well, yes, that's
it's
very
flat.
true.
But specifically, you chose Norfolk for the wildlife, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, in my view, Norfolk is the finest county in England to watch wildlife of all dimensions. We moved back to London, but I didn't fancy bringing up my daughter in a kind of sterile urban environment. So
this is a beautiful place to bring up children.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Yeah. We're seeing some pictures here, which you took from your book.
Yes, most feature in the book. Yes.
Yes, and so the book is about what you've seen here, generally?
It's about, it's a celebration of the best of British nature. So there's 100 days spanning May to August, covering 50 counties. So the whole of Britain is covered, everything from nature, from bumblebees to basking sharks, orchid-rich meadows to seabed skyscrapers. But there's quite a lot of focus on Norfolk, I have to say.
How did you manage to fit all that into one book? That must have been terribly difficult to try and pick out just those few specific 100 days, because there's so much diversity.
There is, absolutely. And I had the fortune to have written a previous book about wildlife weekends, 52 wildlife weekends, which covered one for every weekend of the year. But that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to go deeper into summer, because summer is our richest time.
Yeah.
And even then, it was pretty hard to make a shortlist.
Well, I can imagine. And how different over the years have you found wildlife? Because the seasons are changing, aren't they?
They are indeed. So with a warming climate and with an increased human pressure on the environment, agricultural intensification, clearly things like farmland birds just aren't there in the numbers that I used to remember from being a kid. Butterflies, I mean,
yes.
You kind of recognise that every year. Every year there's fewer and fewer butterflies.
Well, I always remember those caterpillars that used to go, the red and, the yellow and black ones, the striped ones. I don't know how to see them
anymore. That's true, you don't see very many of them.
Thousands of them.
Yeah.
But let's forget about all other counties. Norfolk is what we want to talk about.
And it's the best.
Yeah, what specific animals have you been mentioned in this book here, or insects?
So there's 5 days specifically about Norfolk. The showcase day is about Broadland, so it's about the swallowtail butterflies, that gorgeous yellow and black creature, wings of lingerie almost. Am I allowed to say that?
Norfolk hawker.
Norfolk hawker, which
must be in there.
Norfolk hawker is indeed in there. It's a wonderful green-eyed dragonfly. Quite a big beast.
Yeah.
And then there's other wonderful things. So I coincide a family beach day up at Thornham with looking for these wacky creatures called tiger beetles, dune tiger beetles, that are sort of every bit as fearsome and fleet-footed as their kind of feline namesake.
Really?
Absolutely wonderful things.
And you're going to be doing a talk, aren't you, at the Norfolk Wildlife Trust, which is Cly Marshes Visitor Centre, at 7 o'clock, and that is when?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
So, obviously, you'll be talking about the sorts of differences, will you, between what you saw in Argentina and here?
There'll be a talk about my evolution as someone who was well into South American wildlife, thought he'd be bored by British wildlife, but got to love it, fell in love with it again, and just wanted to write about it and to share it with people. And then also a little bit about Norfolk, so half the talk will be about Norfolk, and half will be about other places in Britain.
Wonderful. And where can people get the book from if they want to get hold
It's at all usual bookstores. Amazon sold out within the first week, but I understand it's got stock back in again.
Fantastic.
So wherever you would normally buy a book, you can buy that.
So what's next? There must be another edition coming.
Well, yes, but you always keep those close under your chest until you've got the contract signed.
Oh, okay.
But there will be a sequel of sorts, certainly. And I've got another book coming out in June about badgers. So
well,
natural
bit
history of
different.
badgers.
We don't get too many of those in Norfolk, do we, badgers?
Well, there are in certain places. I visited 2 or 3 sets around the place.
Okay, secret sets.
Well, there you
They
are.
are
There
kept
you are.
quiet for understandable reasons.
So happy to be here and not Argentina now.
Absolutely delighted to be living here.
Excellent,
Indeed.
lovely.
Lovely,
Good to
thanks,
speak to you. Thank you.
Right, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for this evening's Mustard Show, so thanks to all of our guests and to you at home for watching.
But do make sure that you join both of us for tomorrow's show when we meet the local pub, which, not the whole of the local pub probably, but we go to a local pub which has made a special mustard beer.